All right, so we want to write this equation in slope-intercept form. So we're rearranging from standard form into slope-intercept form. So that we know that we want to get y by itself on the left side of the equation, and x is going to have to end up on the right side. So the first thing that we can do is get rid of this 6x by subtracting it from both sides. Remember, we can't combine our constant with our term with the x in it, so this will then give us negative 11y is equal to negative 6x minus 4. But for it to be in slope-intercept form, we just need one positive y by itself. So we can get rid of this negative 11 by dividing. And if we do it to one of our terms, we need to do it to all of the terms. So if we divide everything by negative 11, these will cancel, leaving us with y on this side. A negative divided by a negative will give us a positive, and 6 divided by 11 is not an integer solution, so we can leave it as a fraction. And then same thing, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 4 over 11 does not simplify, so we'll leave that as a fraction as well. And this is our equation in slope-intercept form.
All right, so if I'm given this equation and I want to get it in slope-intercept form, that means I want to get the y by itself. We want to get y equals mx plus b. So in order to get y by itself, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. Okay, and these are going to cancel. Then I get negative 3y equals negative 5x plus 12. And I want to make sure my x comes first because it's y equals mx plus b, so we want to have x first, and I can't combine the 5x and the 12. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do to get y by itself, I'm going to divide everything by a negative 3y because we want that positive y by itself. So whatever I do to one term, I then must do to all terms. Okay, so I end up with y equals the negative divided by the negative is going to cancel, so it's going to be 5/3 x. Okay, and then positive 12 divided by a negative 3 is going to be a negative 4. So that does reduce. So our final answer for that is y equals 5/3 x minus 4.
We have this equation in slope-intercept form, and we want to write it in standard form. So we need our x and our y both on the left side of our equation. So at first, we can subtract an 8/3 x from both sides. And then we know that standard form is written ax plus by equals c, so we want to then write our x first. So we have negative 8/3 x plus y equals negative 2. But then we know that our x, it needs to be an integer and it needs to be positive. So we can multiply all of our terms by a negative 3. And this will then give us, these negatives are going to cancel out, and these 3's will cancel out as well, leaving us with positive 8x. Negative 3 times y gives us minus 3y. And negative 2 times negative 3 gives us positive 6. So this is our equation in standard form.
So if we want to rearrange from slope-intercept to standard form, first let's remember that standard form is ax plus by equals c, where a has to be a positive integer. All right, so if I want to move this around, I need to get the x on the same side as the y. So in order to move it over, I'm going to subtract 6/5 x from both sides. And that's going to eliminate it on this side. So I have negative 6/5 x plus y equals negative 1. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is I need to get rid of my fraction and my negative so I can multiply everything by a negative 5. So once I multiply everything by a negative 5, this is going to cancel this, so it's going to be 6x. Negative 5 times y is negative 5y. And then -1 times -5, and negative times a negative is a positive. So I end up with 6x minus 5y equals 5.